they could put up points with the best of them once again. Now it's back up to young Rickie Collins. See what he can get done here today.
Let's take a look at today's player spotlight.
I'm sure he's going to introduce himself here at some point in this game early on.
Spinning is JoJo Trader. And it looks like he got just enough to get to the line to gain. Reliable weapons today. No Mark Fletcher. So that's Jordan Lyle getting the start at tailback, and he picks up about a handful. No C.J. Daniels as well.
On number 4, Rueben Bain, the defensive end from Miami. One of the best players in all college football.
Beck to his tight end, Alex Bauman. That's another first down. Blitz off the edge. Does not get picked up. And down goes Carson Beck. Gary Bryant circling to his left. Davian Kerr as well came off the edge. And it's a loss of 8.
This is a nice blitz. You're going to see it here coming off the edge. Gary Bryant does a nice job of disguising, keeping his feet parallel, making it look like he's going to be in coverage.
A 4-man rush on 2nd down and long. So it's a clean pocket this time. And a check down to Lyle. And they basically get back the sack yardage.
He's in information gathering mode. He's trying to see who he's got for next year and who's going to continue to compete and ride with him.
Dancing is Nixon, and he's got a first down. Well, that might have been just a conservative play call to make sure you protect the ball. Joe Filardi, that didn't work, so back to Collins this week. And he flips a screen right, and there's Dan Villari up the sideline, their most dependable offensive weapon.
Get rid of that here today.
Beck scans the field. Short of the line to gain, out to about the 10-yard line. He finds Trader. So it'll be 3rd down and a yard and a half.
When they decided to run the football.
And they'll run it here. Shamar Brown. And it looks like he's got it. Very close, but they are saying without measurement, it is a first down.
Personnel, in order to get the job done, they just got to drill down on the details and execute.
Again, it's a check down. Shamar Brown makes a man miss. Well, you said run after the catchability, and he showed some there.
You better get lower than him.
Gain of a couple, and that's another Miami first down on the carry by Shamar Brown. Modern day college football with all the different eligibility back and forth. The COVID year factored in. Fran Brown running down the sideline. I think he was trying to get a timeout call. Instead, it's a screen to Shamar Brown.
Number 10, one of the most dynamic players. You see him in the slot up in that bunch formation. They got to figure out a way to get him loose and get him going.
Beck steps up in the pocket and somehow escaped for the moment, but then gets taken down. It's the 2nd sack. David Reese got through first, and it will be another punt for Miami.
Just watch the get up of David Reese going up against Markel Bell. Look, this offensive line is huge, but in terms of pass protection and recovery and lateral, figure out what the best ways are to get the ball in his hands right now and get this thing moving.
So after a long delay with the officials, Miami back to work. Shamar Brown dragging a tackle all the way out across the 25-yard line for a first down. 13-yard gain. And a tough run at that for Shamar Brown.
That's a heck of a run. And
this game surprisingly scoreless into the 2nd quarter. Rickie Collins on a rollout. He's going to tuck it under and get to the sideline. He's actually brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Who takes the bull by the horns and lead him out of it. And now for this defense, they have to get off the football field here and get the ball back to their offense.
Escaping is Rickie Collins. And he's got a first down. He found an escape hatch.
You see the mobility component that he has to his game. Just has to protect the football.
Near midfield to make it 3rd and manageable. True freshman Darian Williams in motion. Miami shows blitz. Here they come. Collins. He finds the true freshman just beyond the sticks for a Syracuse first down.
Back shoulder fades, these back shoulder comebacks. He just has to give his wide receivers a chance to compete for the football.
2nd and 10. This time, he will not escape. Akeem Mesidor with an edge rush and a sack.
Akeem Mesidor, just watch the pass rush. It's just a double hand swipe. Watch his hands. He just smacks down the hands of the tackle, Travion Mack, right there. And then throws the rip, bends the corner, and finishes. With these two defensive ends that can play at the next level, and you're seeing it on the football field.
3rd and a mile. Rickie Collins again trying to get it with his legs. And he'll hop out of bounds in plus territory. Nowhere near the first down.
Maybe not exciting for the fan bases, but it's made it exciting for the viewers.
Again, Yasin Willis. 3 yards short of a first down. Who's your Heisman guy?
It's been tough to really establish some continuity up front for them.
Tough against these pass rushers for Miami. Nice shoulder dip, though, for Rickie Collins. And he will come up 2 yards short. Over the middle. And this time a hookup. Keelan Marion spins out across the 30. Flag thrown very late from the secondary. Malachi Toney in motion on 1st and 20. They run it with Shamar Brown. To the 33-yard line. He picks up 8. Dion Wilson Jr. Tunnel screen. Jalen Upshaw. The freshman gets loose down the sideline. There's the chunk play the Miami offense needed.
Just look at the block from the center, Brockemeyer, 52. Watch him come out here and just absolutely decleat Demetrius Samuel. Maybe that's what wakes up.
There goes Gerard Pringle, another true freshman in motion. Slant left. That's a first down. Another true freshman, Joshua Moore. And around. It's Malachi Toney. Throws it back to Carson Beck. He's got a caravan in front. A trick play touchdown for the year.
You're just going to see him start right here. They're going to pull this backside guard. All the other offensive linemen are going to leak out here. Carson's going to hand it off to Malachi. And then just leak out to his left. There, you see the little soft toss. He's just going to stop and turn. He has absolutely no one out in front of his offensive lineman. Nothing but green grass. That's a nice play call on the part of Shannon Dawson. Again, Toney with his background as a quarterback in high school. He's thrown the football before for them. Someone who you always have to account for when it comes to like passes like this. That's the spark that this Miami offense needed. And it all started on the wide receiver screen.
That shot right over his shoulder. 3rd down, interception tossed. Keontae Scott looking for the pylon. It's a pick six. And a pose.
You're seeing here, it's a cover 2 look. They're going to drop a safety down, drop him out, and they're just going to play 4 under 3 deep. And you're going to see Keontae Scott right down the hatch, just backing straight up. They're trying to hit Darrell Gill Jr. on that in cut. He never sees Keontae Scott just sitting there right in the throwing window. He just has to catch it and then just turn into an athlete after the catch. That's great pre-snap disguise. Good pass rush up front. Rickie Collins is never able to see Keontae Scott dropping underneath that in cut coming inside. Makes a critical error, and Keontae Scott, who we just talked about a little while ago, was one of the most versatile and productive players on this defense. You see him now, this Miami defense starting to get rolling.
They took the shirts off right at the right time. They all had rally towels.
And just stay methodical.
Yasin Willis, 4 yards. Low Touré. Committee seems to be sending a message they think the ACC is a 1-bid league. Breaking free. Yasin Willis close to midfield before he goes out of bounds.
This offensive line been reshuffled. Rickie Collins still trying to sling it.
Rips a throw into a tight window, and Jonte Cook is able to scoop it up for a first down.
He's trying to establish some good habits and work on his development.
Reaching up to make the catches, Cook. They'll try and run for it. Willis breaks a tackle and bulldozes his way into the red zone. Low Touré missed the tackle near the line of scrimmage, allowing Yasin Willis to pick up 13.
That's a heck of an individual effort on the part of Willis to make Touré miss. And here they are in scoring territory.
Willis Willis bounces it. Gets to the edge. Inside the 10-yard line. Flag down. Syracuse playing hurry up. High snap. Pulled down. And Willis gets to about the 5-yard line. Again, those 2 timeouts available. They'll run it with Willis. And he won't go anywhere. That's going to force Syracuse, I would think, to call their last timeout now. They have to. Did the ball get ripped out by Miami? They think they've got it, and the officials are trying to pry the pile apart. Miami thinks they've got a takeaway, and they do. So Syracuse will come away empty on the turnover.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by Miami. First down.
Jacoby Thomas, I think, emerged.
I think ideally that's what they're looking for.
Breaking free is Will Nixon. That's a great start to the second half.
The offense in that first half pretty well.
He's on the move here. And a down and out. Turning upfield is Darius Johnson. Close to a first down.
Yeah, you know what? It's there. That half roll right there, that throw out to the perimeter, that's how it's supposed to look.
Will Nixon has a first down. Jitterbugging into the secondary again. Well, Nixon starts off the second half with a 23-yard run. From Nebraska to Washington to Syracuse. Seam shot, sliding catch made by Darrell Gill Jr. Boy, that rhythm we saw Syracuse end the first half with. And now it's a true freshman. And a tail back to the left of Collins. That's Tyreek Hill. Play action. Avoiding a sack, but eventually going down is Rickie Collins. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Armando Blunt made the stop. Now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You're going to get pressure here. You're going to get pressure off the edge. Rickie Collins is trying to keep his eyes down the field. We're going to start sending some extras after it.
And they send extras again. Catch made by Gill. Shy of the 15-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and about 3. And he'll stay perfect. Right down the pipe. So Syracuse is on the board. They've only got 167 total yards to this point. Beck, seam shot, in stride! Keelan Marion splits the safeties. Touchdown. Maybe I spoke too soon.
It's kind of like a zero blitz type of situation. Davian Kerr looks like he tries to undercut the quick slant route and takes a bad angle, leaves his man coverage and tries to help out in the middle of the field, and it's just off to the races from there.
Spin pass to Will Nixon. And then spend some time as a linebackers coach under Greg Schiano at Rutgers. Get a direct snap here to Dan Villari. And he'll plow forward and move the pile to be offered that job. Jet sweep. Trying to turn the corner. And not finding a ton of room is Davion Kerr. And Lewis, you mentioned this with him. Carson Beck starts this drive with a check down to Shamar Brown. And what does it say that the entire...
He knows exactly what these young men need to hear, how to really give them tips to really help them out on the football field.
Next out to Malachi Toney for a first down. They've had a hard time getting him touches with his guys, but you think he's on his way to maybe being a head coach someday?
Yeah, absolutely, at some point in time. Obviously, there's steps you have to go through, and there's still a lot of his story yet to be written.
For Virginia, one of the most thrilling games we did was that Friday night win against Florida State. And around, Malachi Toney puts his foot in the ground and accelerates. Another first down.
He just looks like he's having fun. Like he's just playing the game with a kid's mentality. And you just see how electric he is. The vision really solidified to him by one of his former players about how great Malachi Toney could possibly be.
Play action. And there's the tight end, Elijah Lofton. Now all of a sudden,
and he said, hey, I may need to get to Miami to see this guy in person. He said once he knew Tavon Austin believed, he knew that, hey, we got something really special here.
Tavon Austin says to Shannon Dawson, is he that dude? Hand it off to Jerome. Cristobal Jr. By the way, that's another true freshman. There are some exciting young players on this Miami team.
And they'll get everything that they want.
Pringle again. Down the sideline. Touchdown.
You're going to see it here. You're going to get pull. CC Mawanoa, pull. And here comes Pringle around the edge. I mean, it's just a lot of yellow lines. Just like a freight train. He just needs to follow it around the corner. And there you see. They never secure the edge. That being Syracuse's defense, that's just an easy read. Here you got about 900 pounds coming at you. If you're a perimeter player, if you're Devin Grant for Syracuse, you have no shot when that train starts going downhill.
Rickie Collins. Tripped up, and he goes down. Another sack. Jacoby Thomas on a blitz.
You're just going to see Jacoby Thomas is coming off the edge. And watch, you're just going to see the running back, Will Nixon, just get run over.
Collins fires one up the seam, but it's behind his intended receiver. Did it hit the ground? It went off Darius Johnson into the hands of Jacoby Thomas. They never whistled it dead. Jacoby Thomas scooped the ball up. That may never have hit the ground. That might be an interception.
By Miami, first down.
You see Darius Johnson trying to stop his momentum. Doesn't look like the ball hits the ground from that angle. It's not real clear if it does. Then you see Jacoby Thomas get his hands underneath the ball. So we get another clear look at this.
I'm not even sure when Jacoby Thomas had the ball pop into his hands that he thought the play was alive. I think his teammates almost had to tell him.
He sure did.
Man, that's an interception. Start running. Look, he's ready to hand the ball to one of his teammates. Yeah. He's got Mo Toure saying, no, man, that's an interception. Start running.
I'd like to see another look. Carson Beck making good decisions.
Up the middle, it's Shamar Brown. He adds 3 more. And that will take us to the end of the third. As Virginia's got a 5-0 record in the ACC. Fumbled snap on the exchange and gathering it in and avoiding a giveaway is Tyreek Hill. And it looks like Flurry might be hurt.
You see again, this defensive line just continuing to hunt, continuing to play with some abandon. He wanted to finish out this season strong and do whatever he could to keep this program moving in the right direction.
Another sack. Rueben Bain Jr. plants Rickie Collins. An 8-yard loss.
And Rueben Bain just basically runs around Cam Pringle. You're going to see it right here. Pringle never really gets a hit on him. He comes off the line with great pass on what they have learned to all the young defensive ends and defensive linemen in the room.
A screen to Darian Williams. And it'll be 4th and long. Pringle again. Makes a man miss near the line of scrimmage. And he's close to a first down. They'll run it again. And it's a first down spin move. Nicely done by Shamar Brown.
But you don't when it's all the way from 10 to 18.
Backwards pass to Toney. And he is drilled. True freshman on true freshman as Demetrius Sandin Jr. came up to make the stop. And that is interesting. Although, Lewis, at some point the conversation has to be between Miami and Notre Dame. If they had a head-to-head matchup and Notre Dame lost in that game, I mean,
into this playoff bracket and let them go at it to determine the national champion. And there's a lot yet to be said about how this is all going to look.
Breaking a tackle is Brown. And he gets out close to the 38-yard line. Our work is done here. And they have vacated. I guess all gone back to their seats. Back to the ground. But getting some run here for Fran Brown in the 4th quarter. they'll give it to him again. And he makes another terrific move. Downhill through the hole at the line of scrimmage for a first down out to the 42-yard line. And for a good portion of the season, had the #1 pass offense in America. They averaged 307 yards a game. Another crease. This time it's Will Nixon for a first down. He's not going to make Corey Heatherman happy.
You're just going to see Will just playing to their standard is what he emphasizes with this program day in and day out. And as you can see, there's no let up. They are still flying to the football.
Bradley Gill gets another chance, and this time the door is shut, and shut quickly.
Nice play by the defensive tackle, Justin Scott. And here they are again up at the line of scrimmage.
Showing blitz on 4th down. They back out of it, and the pressure still gets home. Rickie Collins, great balance. Keeping the play alive, and now out to midfield. He's got nowhere to go. You can only run away from Akeem Mesidor for so long.
Just see the pressure. You're going to get drop out, and then pressure off the edges. Just trying to deceive the offensive line, trying to attack the protections. Ultimately, still just rushing with 4, so it's a simulated pressure. You're just trying to make this offensive line figure out where the pressure is going.
And one of those a pick 6 from Keontae Scott. Malachi Toney. What we knew they would do and how they would play it. Pringle makes it 3rd down and about 3.
The unpredictability of this 2025 college season has just been unbelievable. It's something like I've never seen before.
Carson Beck to Keelan Marion. Hunting the pylon. He's inside the 5. 1st and goal Miami with 3.5 to go.
You just see Keelan Marion running the shallow cross on that little mesh.
Carson Beck. A little throwback screen. Are you kidding me? He throws it back to CC Maui-Noa, the tackle, and it's a big man touchdown. A player like Maui-Noa here, athleticism from the tackle spot.
You're going to see it right here. You're going to see Carson Beck stop, turn, throw the football, and then you're going to see a caravan out in front of CC Maui-Noa like he actually needs one. I mean, come on now. But you see his offensive linemen all trying to make sure, again, the center, Brockemeyer, with the turn back block. You're going to see 52 get out here on the edge and just make sure he seals it off. And here he comes. He's just going to peel back right there. And then Maui-Noa, you see Carson Beck is like, nah, I don't need to jump up and do that. The U is back. They're ranked at the very top in the country. The defensive line was just going crazy at that point in time. Malachi Toney had kind of taken college football by storm. Yards rushing. They gave up 151, but they got a pick 6. They got a touchdown, and they have really, really gotten after the quarterback here tonight.
And Miami last week had 8 penalties in the first half. Tremendous one-handed catch. Will it count? They will, yes, say it is a reception. Ashiat.
Of the referees, and they're trying to protect the players as best they can. You just don't like when it really affects the outcome of the game.
Jaden Hart inside the 5-yard line. So after the Syracuse timeout, Velarde, he gets sandwiched right at the mesh point. He gets buried. Dylan Day right in his face. Miami brings a blitz. Velarde into the end zone. He's got a touchdown. He is able to run right up the seam for a score.
No one carries. Baker up the seam. Just an easy throw and catch here. As you see, a lot of the backups, a lot of young players in the game for the Miami Hurricanes. This is where you start.
As they win this one 38-10.
Yeah, they played about as well as they could possibly play, although they left obviously some better plays on the field that maybe they could have made.